Your reality will never be the same after you learn this vibrational secret. There is something hidden beneath the surface of everything you experience. Something so powerful, so all-encompassing, that once you truly understand it, your reality will never be the same. It's not just a concept. It's not just an idea. It's the fundamental fabric of existence itself. And the reason most people struggle, the reason most people feel stuck, is because they are completely unaware of how this force operates. But once you see it, once you truly grasp it, you can never go back to the way things were. Everything in this universe is vibrating. Every object, every thought, every emotion, everything you experience is energy in motion. But here's the part they don't tell you. You are not just a passive observer in this vibrational field. You are the generator. You are the one broadcasting the frequency that determines what shows up in your life. Most people think reality is something that happens to them, that life is just a series of random events, that circumstances are beyond their control. But the truth is, reality is responding to you in ways you cannot even imagine. The frequency you emit, through your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs, is shaping the external world around you.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
Think about it. Have you ever noticed how certain people always seem to attract chaos no matter what? Or how others seem to manifest opportunities effortlessly, as if the universe itself is conspiring in their favor? This is not luck. This is not coincidence. This is vibration at work. The people who move through life with clarity, confidence, and power are not just thinking differently, they are vibrating differently. And because they are vibrating differently, reality responds to them in an entirely different way. So here is the secret that changes everything. Your external world is not separate from you. It is an exact reflection of your inner state. If you are vibrating at the frequency of fear, doubt, or lack, reality will mirror those frequencies back to you in the form of struggle, obstacles, and limitations. But if you are vibrating at the frequency of abundance, certainty, and expansion, reality has no choice but to reflect those things back to you. This is not philosophy, this is physics. The problem is that most people do not realize they are emitting a frequency. They go through life reacting to what they see, unaware that what they see is only a projection of their own energy. They think, "I'll believe it when I see it," not realizing that they will only see it when they believe it. The moment you shift your vibration, the moment you change your internal state, the external world begins to reconfigure itself to match you. And this is where most people get stuck. They try to change their reality by forcing things externally, by pushing harder, by doing more, by struggling against circumstances, without realizing that all of that effort is unnecessary if they simply shift internally. The high vibration beings of this world, the ones who seem to manifest effortlessly, the ones who thrive no matter what, are not working harder than everyone else. They are vibrating at a different level. They have mastered the art of alignment. So the real question is, how do you shift your vibration? How do you move from a state of struggle to a state of ease? How do you go from feeling stuck to feeling unstoppable? The first step is awareness. You have to become deeply aware of the energy you are broadcasting every single moment. You cannot afford to be unconscious about this. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every belief you hold is shaping the reality that unfolds in front of you. Start paying attention to your dominant emotional state. Are you living in a constant state of worry, doubt, or frustration? If so, you are feeding those frequencies into the field and the universe will reflect them back to you. But the moment you shift, when you choose to operate from a place of certainty, trust, and expansion, everything starts to change. The universe does not resist you. It only mirrors you, and this is where the true power lies. You do not have to wait for external circumstances to change before you feel better. You do not have to wait for success before you feel successful. You do not have to wait for love before you feel loved. The moment you embody the frequency of what you desire, reality has no choice but to mold itself around you. High vibration beings understand that reality is a feedback loop. They do not wait for proof, they create the proof. They do not wait for opportunities, they become the energy that attracts opportunities effortlessly. They do not wait for happiness, they embody happiness, and then everything around them shifts to match. So, I want you to ask yourself something deeply important. What frequency are you living in right now? Not the one you want to be in, not the one you think you should be in, but the one you are actually in. Because that frequency is dictating everything. And if you are not where you want to be, it is not because life is against you, it is not because you are unlucky, it is because your vibration is matching a reality that you no longer want to experience. But the good news is, you can change it instantly. The moment you decide to shift your internal state, the moment you raise your frequency to match the reality you actually want, the entire external world begins to move in ways you never thought possible. This is not magic. This is the nature of reality itself. So the challenge is this. For the next 24 hours, become hyper-aware of your energy. Watch your thoughts. Notice your emotions. Pay attention to the stories you tell yourself. And most importantly, start shifting. If you catch yourself in fear, shift to trust. If you catch yourself in doubt, shift to certainty. If you catch yourself in frustration, shift to gratitude. Because every time you make that shift, you are not just changing how you feel, you are recalibrating your entire reality. The secret has been hidden in plain sight this entire time. You are not separate from reality, you are creating it. And once you fully grasp this, once you start living it, your reality will never be the same again. The frequency code, how to unlock the reality you were meant to live. What if I told you that the version of your life you dream about, the one where everything flows, where opportunities come effortlessly, where you feel completely aligned, is not in the future. It exists right now. Not as a possibility, but as a reality that is already happening. The only reason you are not experiencing it yet is because you are not tuned to its frequency. And the moment you shift into alignment with it, everything changes. This is the frequency code, the hidden key that high vibration beings use to move through life with ease, while everyone else struggles. They are not lucky, they are not special, they have simply mastered the ability to tune into the version of reality they want, rather than reacting to the one they don't want. And once you understand how this works, you can do the same. Most people live in reaction mode. They see something they don't like in their reality and they focus on it. They worry about it. They complain about it. And by doing this, they unknowingly reinforce that reality. They don't realize that whatever they give attention to, they energize. They think they are just observing reality, but in truth, they are creating it in real time. But high vibration beings operate differently. They do not react to reality, they create reality. They understand that their focus is a tool, and they use it with precision. If they do not want to experience something, they do not give it energy. If they want to shift into a higher reality, they embody the frequency of that reality before it even shows up. And because they do this, reality bends to match them. This is why the biggest mistake most people make is waiting. Waiting for proof before believing. Waiting for success before feeling successful. Waiting for love before feeling loved. They don't realize that waiting is the very thing keeping their desires at a distance. Because the universe does not give you what you want, it gives you what you are. So ask yourself, what are you waiting for? What is the thing you desire most but have convinced yourself is not yet possible? And now, what would happen if you stopped waiting and started embodying it now? What if, instead of waiting for success, you moved through the world as if success was already yours? What if, instead of waiting for abundance, you carried the energy of abundance in every thought, every action? This is the shift. The moment you stop chasing and start aligning, the moment you realize that nothing is outside of you, that the energy you bring into each moment is shaping everything. And this brings us to the most powerful aspect of the frequency code: emotional mastery. Most people are controlled by their emotions. They let external circumstances dictate how they feel, completely unaware that their emotions are the very thing creating those circumstances in the first place. But high vibration beings do not allow external events to dictate their state. They choose their state first, and then reality reflects it back to them. Imagine waking up every day and deciding with absolute certainty that today will be filled with opportunities, joy and alignment, not hoping, not wishing, deciding, and then holding that frequency no matter what happens. What do you think would happen? Reality would have no choice but to match it. This is not about ignoring challenges. It is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is about understanding that your inner state is more powerful than any external event. When you master your inner world, the outer world rearranges itself to match you. But how do you do this? How do you shift into alignment when everything around you seems to be pulling you into lower vibrations? The answer is simple but profound. You must become non-reactive. You must stop letting the external dictate the internal. This does not mean suppressing emotions. It means becoming the observer of them rather than being controlled by them. When something happens that triggers you, instead of reacting automatically, pause, breathe. Observe the emotion, but do not identify with it. The moment you do this, you create space. And in that space, you have the power to choose, to shift, to align with a higher frequency instead of being dragged down by an old pattern. This is why meditation, breathwork, and self-awareness are so powerful. They break the cycle of unconscious reactivity. They allow you to step into the role of creator rather than victim. And the more you practice this, the more effortless it becomes. And here's the final key to the frequency code: the faster you shift your state, the faster reality shifts around you. Time is not what you think it is. Reality does not move in a straight line. It responds instantly to energy. This is why some people take years to manifest what they want, while others do it in days. It has nothing to do with effort. It has everything to do with how quickly they can shift into the frequency of what they desire. So now let's go even deeper. Imagine the most powerful version of yourself, the one who is confident, abundant, and completely aligned. Can you feel that version of you? Can you sense that energy? Now, what if I told you that version of you already exists? that they are not future you, but a parallel version of you that is available right now. The only thing separating you from them is frequency, and if you were to fully embody that version of yourself right now, if you were to walk, talk, think and feel as that version of you, what do you think would happen? Reality would shift so fast it would feel like magic, because it is not about time, it is about alignment. So here is the challenge. For the next 24 hours, do not wait for proof. Do not wait for validation. Do not wait for external reality to change before you shift your energy. Instead, choose to embody the frequency of your highest self now and watch what happens. Because once you see the truth of how this works, once you realize that reality is not happening to you but responding to you, you will never see the world the same way again. The instant shift, how to collapse time and manifest your highest reality now. Most people believe change takes time. They think success is a long journey, that healing is a slow process, that manifestations require years of effort. But this is an illusion. Time is not what you think it is. Reality does not operate on a fixed timeline. It operates on frequency. And when you understand this, you realize that transformation does not have to take months, years, or even days. It can happen instantly. The reason most people experience delays in their manifestations is not because the universe is slow, it's because they are slow to align. They hesitate, they doubt, they wait for signs before they commit to believing, and in doing so, they create resistance. But high vibration beings, they do not wait, they decide, they shift now. And because they shift instantly, reality follows instantly. Think about this. Have you ever had a moment where something in your life changed in an instant? A realization that shattered an old belief? A decision that altered your entire path? A single conversation that opened new doors? These moments prove that time is not the factor. Alignment is. The only reason some changes seem to take longer is because we resist the shift. We hold on to old patterns, old identities, old fears. But the moment you let go, the moment you fully embody the new version of yourself, reality catches up immediately. This is what it means to collapse time. Instead of waiting for the external world to shift before you feel different, you shift first. You embody the energy of the outcome before it arrives. And because the universe mirrors your frequency, the outcome has no choice but to manifest. Most people approach manifestation backwards. They think, once I have the money, I'll feel abundant. Once I find love, I'll feel worthy. Once I achieve success, I'll feel confident. But high vibration beings do the opposite. They feel abundant first, and then money flows. They feel loved first, and then love appears. They feel confident first, and then success follows. They understand that the external world is only ever a reflection of the internal state. So ask yourself, what are you waiting for? What is the thing you desire most, but have convinced yourself will take time? And now, what would happen if you dropped that belief entirely? What if, instead of waiting, you decided that it is already done, that it is already yours, that there is nothing left to chase, only something to embody? This is the instant shift, the moment you stop seeking and start being. The moment you collapse the illusion of time and step into the timeline where everything is already aligned. And this is not about pretending. It is not about forcing yourself to believe something you do not feel. It is about tuning into the truth that already exists. Because here is the secret. The version of you that has everything you desire already exists. Not in the future, not as a distant possibility, but right now. In a parallel version of reality that you can access the moment you match its frequency. Every possibility exists simultaneously. There is a version of you who is thriving, successful, abundant, and completely aligned. And there is a version of you who is struggling, doubting, and waiting. The question is not whether your desires exist. The question is, which version of you are you tuning into? When you understand this, you stop asking, how do I get there? And you start asking, how do I shift into alignment with it now? And the answer is simple. You embody it. You act, think, feel, and move as if you are already that version of yourself. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. And this is where most people hesitate. They think, but what if it's not real? What if I'm just pretending? But this is the paradox. The moment you fully commit to the new frequency, it becomes real. Reality has no choice but to match it. Doubt keeps you stuck. Certainty moves mountains. This is why the most powerful manifestors are not the ones who try to manifest, they are the ones who decide. They do not waver between belief and doubt. They do not wait for permission. They step into the frequency of their desires with absolute certainty, and because of that, reality shifts rapidly for them. So now let's go even deeper. If you fully embodied the version of yourself who already has everything you desire, what would change? How would you move through the world? How would you speak? How would you think? What decisions would you make? And the real question, why aren't you doing that now? This is the moment. The moment you stop waiting. The moment you stop hesitating. The moment you realize that nothing is in your way except the belief that something is in your way. The moment you shift fully, completely, without looking back. Because once you see the truth, that time is not the factor, that alignment is everything, you will never approach life the same way again. The ultimate reality shift. Becoming the master of your frequency. Everything you have ever wanted, every dream, every breakthrough, every transformation is already within reach. Not in some distant timeline, not in a reality separate from you, but here, now. The only thing that has ever stood between you and the life you desire is your ability to align with it fully. This is the final shift. The moment you stop searching and start embodying. The moment you stop hoping and start knowing. The moment you take full command of your energy and become the master of your frequency. Reality has never been outside of your control. It has only ever been a reflection of the energy you emit. Every belief, every thought, every emotion is a signal you are sending to the universe. And the universe does not judge. It does not decide what you deserve or what you are ready for. It simply mirrors back the vibration you hold. When you understand this at the deepest level, you realize that you are not waiting for anything. You have never been waiting, you have been choosing, whether consciously or unconsciously, the reality you are living in. So now, the only question that matters is this: what are you choosing? Are you choosing doubt or certainty? Are you choosing fear or trust? Are you choosing limitation or expansion? Because every moment, with every thought and every emotion, you are casting a vote for the reality you will experience. And once you take full ownership of that, once you stop blaming circumstances, stop waiting for signs, stop needing external validation, everything shifts. Instantly, the final step is surrender. Not surrender in the sense of giving up, but surrender in the sense of complete alignment. The moment you release resistance, The moment you stop controlling, chasing, or forcing, you allow energy to flow effortlessly. High vibration beings do not push reality into place. They align, and reality moves to meet them. They trust so completely that manifestation becomes second nature. So, here is the truth that changes everything. You are already the version of yourself that has everything you desire. You do not need to become them. You only need to remove everything that is blocking you from realizing it. Every doubt, every limiting belief, every old pattern, let it go. Step fully into the energy of the reality you choose. And once you do, you will see how quickly the external world shifts to reflect it. This is mastery. This is the level where you no longer react, you create, where you no longer seek, you embody, where you no longer hope, you know. And once you reach this level, your reality will never be the same again.